Tonight it's showtime for Coventry and Peterborough as they go head-to-head in a playoff showdown.
A warm welcome to the Midlands and Brandon Stadium in Coventry, the home of the Coventry Bees, as tonight they take on the Peterborough Panthers in literally the biggest match of the season. It's the playoffs, semi-finals, live here on Sky Sports.
Terrific season. Heat number one then it is. So important to make a good start right the side here. As the green light is on and as we move away from the start, Ryan Sullivan has just gone well ahead of Billy Hamill. We've got a faller there in yellow and black. Scott Robson the guest, and a battle up front now going into turn three. Ryan Sullivan's held his nerve under pressure from Billy Hamill, and going into the second lap here under pressure from the man in blue, Billy Gennaro. Hamill third, Sullivan has the lead.
Yeah, Sullivan out front, great start from him. Gate 2 working well, giving him a slight advantage I think, and certainly working hard now to stay ahead of Billy Gennaro. I can see conditions a little bit greasy. That's going to settle down and give us a great ride around the outside for the guys that are brave enough to use it, I'm sure.
Ryan Sullivan clearly enjoying himself here in heat number one, the Australian who is tipped to be a world champion in the not too distant future. He spent the majority of his British career with Peterborough, had one brief spell on loan with the Poole Pirates, but as we go into turns 3 and 4, it looks like it's going to be a share of the spoils for the first race here, and Peterborough will happily settle for that in the opening race. Flying Ryan Sullivan, very impressive ride indeed, and it was all about the start there. Scott Robson final, the semi-final is here. It's one leg and the bikes roar as we set for heat number 2, and we said that Peterborough looked strong at reserve, and that man in green, Kenneth Pierre, would be one to watch. He has got off to a great start here, and he's been followed by Jason Bunyan for the Coventry Bees, with Ryan Fisher packing the third place at the moment, and Shane Parker at the back. But Kenneth Pierre, this guy has got what it takes to go all the way in this sport, and he is proving to be a real trump card at reserve.
Yeah, Kenneth Pierre having a fantastic season out front here at Coventry, and we can see a mistake now there from the rider in blue. Ryan Fisher struggling a little bit in third place, but Shane Parker came under immense pressure on the first turn, couldn't quite capitalise on the start he'd made, and at the moment another 3-3.
Kenneth Pierre could be set to become the latest in a long line of Danish great riders, including riders here at Coventry like Tommy Knudsen and Ollie Olsen in the past, Hans Nielsen, also Eric Gunderson. Great dynasty of Danish Speedway riders, and Kenneth Pierre is coming round, discovered by the Newcastle Diamonds, now doubling up with Peterborough here, and still there is nothing in it. Remember, 12 days ago Coventry absolutely slaughtered Peterborough here in the Cup. Stadium, Coventry 6, Peterborough 6, playoff semi-final, one leg only, remember. Protasevich off gate 2, what a start he's made. That was an absolute jet-propelled getaway, and here comes Lee Richardson. Richardson out in the dirt, gets the grip. First and second turn goes wide and gets in, and Stuart Robson's going to put Protasevich under a little bit of pressure as well. Protasevich looked on the inside. Robson's going to try and go around the outside. That was a fantastic start to the race in heat number 3, and the Coventry Bees look set to make a breakthrough here.
Great first turn from Lee Richardson, and we can see now Pepe Protasevich coming under pressure from Stuart Robson, the rider in blue there. Stuart certainly a determined rider. He's going to like track conditions tonight, but losing out a little bit of pace there to Pepe Protasevich. But Lee Richardson out front and looking good.
Lee Richardson's up front, as you say, Chris, and surely on his way to victory here. The battle for second place is on, though. Protasevich has the lead down the back straight there in green, and in blue it's Coventry Stuart Robson as they enter the closing stages of heat number 3. The breakthrough is about to be made. It looked at one stage as though Protasevich had made the flying start and would go on and take the victory there, but full credit to that man in the red helmet, Lee Richardson. He had Speedway on Shale, the conventional indoor speedway, which takes place every December. That's coming up again, and heat number 4, and Coventry have made a fantastic start. Andreas Jonsson in red and Ryan Fisher, the man we were just talking about, in blue there, holding that second place, and the man in green has hit a spot of trouble, to say the least. Hans Andersen is ruled out of this race now, looking ruefully at his machine, and Shane Parker, the Panthers skipper, not exactly leading by inspiration this evening. Coventry will be well happy with this, Chris.
Coventry will be happy with this. I'm sure Colin Pratt, their team manager, would be happier if he could see Andreas Jonsson perhaps just having a look behind, slowing down, maybe your team riding a little bit with Ryan Fisher. Obviously the stakes very high this evening, but you can see Andreas there picking up in a group. Exciting stuff from him, but great result for Coventry.
Yeah, the Bees will be delighted with this, but of course it will open up that 6-point gap, and Jim Lynch, the Panthers team manager, could now look at an early option of team changes. Coventry have really got a grip on this now. Andreas Jonsson takes that checkered flag with Ryan Fisher second, and the skipper of Peterborough, Shane Parker, will be very, very disappointed there as Hans Andersen goes back to the pits, disconsolate, fearing the worst now after those last couple of heats. But let's see what happens here in heat number 5, and Lee Richardson and Ryan Sullivan pretty level there, and well, Scott Robson made a good start. Sullivan has been shipped to the back, and Lee Richardson has the lead. Scott Robson second for Peterborough, Stuart Robson third for Coventry. Will Ryan Sullivan come up the inside? He does. Sullivan holds third place now. Richardson, though, has the lead, and at the moment it'll be a 3-all share race here in heat 5.
Certainly, this is not what the Peterborough fans expected to see. Ryan Sullivan back in third place, but Lee Richardson with a great start. Fantastic reaction from Lee. Really did react first, got that bike working. He's out in front and looking very good tonight. Looking fast, looking smooth, and certainly track conditions are going to produce some great racing for us.
You can expect to see Lee Richardson in action here in the Elite League Riders' Championship in October as well. Ryan Sullivan will no doubt represent Peterborough. That'll be a night to enjoy here at Brandon. You can see that on Sky Sports as well. But heat number 5, Lee Richardson is on his way to a second successive victory. That is a great ride again from Lee Richardson, who really is maturing with every passing season into a world-class rider. And meeting you saw on Sky Sports with, of course, Billy De Niro scoring 17 points. What a night that was. This is heat number 6, and once again, it's a good start for the Bees. The two Billies, the two Californians, Billy De Niro and Billy Hamill, have made a great start. Pierre, somewhat surprisingly at the back, with the man in green, Hans Andersen, occupying third place. But into lap 2, Billy De Niro has the lead, Billy Hamill is second, and Coventry looks set to extend their advantage here.
Colin Pratt's going to be happy with this. Billy De Niro's out in front. He's got the experience of Billy Hamill now to look after him and stop any efforts perhaps that Hans Andersen can make. But at the moment, Hans really not pulling up anything at all there on Billy Hamill, and certainly this is another great performance from those two.
Well, I'll tell you what, Billy De Niro isn't going to want the season to end, is he? He's been absolutely amazing towards the end of the season. That's 17 points at Bellevue, and look at him go here, Chris.
Yeah, certainly, Nigel, that Billy De Niro really is peaking at the end of the season, and what a fantastic time for his team for him to peak just when it all counts, these playoffs.
And Billy De Niro is going to come round and take that checkered flag on one wheel. Celebration time from Billy the Kid. He gets the better of his colleague Billy Hamill, who will be happy with that as well. And well, Peterborough and riders keeping a close watch on the situation here We're in heat number 7, 23-13 in favour of the home side Coventry. Jonsson's just made a great start off 2. Andreas Jonsson in red has the lead, and battle at the back as well in 3rd place. But Bunyan locks up, so Peterborough occupy the minor placings at the moment. Protasevich is 2nd, Havelock 3rd. But look at Andreas Jonsson go. He wants that track record back, Chris.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Nigel, I think that's what he's going for. He's out front, he's riding very hard, he's riding just in the edge of the dirt. We can see now there's a battle at the back. Jason Bunyan's really looking to make a move there on the rider in yellow. That's Gary Havelock. But we can see, we saw Jason in some great action up at Bellevue, and these track conditions are going to suit him with a great cutback, but he just hasn't got the speed there.
10 points in it at the moment, and the battle at the back could be important here. Havelock's gone wide. That is Jason Bunyan at the back. No doubt about the leader. Jonsson's well up front. Bunyan gets a face full of shale there from Gary Havelock, and just look at the gap. Just how superior is Jonsson as he goes over the finish line there in splendid style, and eventually he's joined by the 3 other guys. Jason Bunyan working hard.
If you come in as a tactical into heat 8, you know you've got to perform.
And they've done that. It is Ryan Sullivan and Scott Robson on a 5-1. Oh, Robson's gone down! And Robson has gone down. It looked as though he went down with nobody actually nudging him, and therefore the race will continue. And that surely blows any chances that Peterborough had of getting a race advantage here. Gennaro is chasing after Sullivan. Don't write Gennaro off. Gennaro's coming up the inside. It's very close. Now Gennaro will try the outside. This is a real tactical battle here as Sullivan has the lead.
Yeah, I think now that Billy Gennaro's shown his wheels to Ryan Sullivan, I was going to say Ryan wouldn't let him pass, but Ryan making some dreadful mistakes in the corner there. He's not riding confidently, Ryan. He's riding very steadily, and with all that grip out there, you've really got to commit yourself to track conditions. But another fantastic ride from Billy Gennaro. He is fully committed.
Well, as Ryan Sullivan seemed to lose it there and look behind him, Billy Gennaro said, "Thank you very much, I'll have a bit of that," and he has done. It looked like a race advantage for Peterborough at one stage, but Coventry have turned it all around, and the Bees fans are absolutely delighted with that. They know that it looked a little bit worrying at one stage. Speedway loves his sport. Avtar Sandhu has done many great improvements here at Brandon, and this is heat number 9, and it's a good start from Hans Andersen on the inside. Tight first turn. Something's going to give here. Oh, that looks a nasty one. That looks a nasty one. And the race is stopped, and Hans Andersen had made a good start.
The rider in green, Hans Andersen, makes a great start, and there's a cutback now from the rider in blue there. That's Stuart Robson. Just slams into the side of him, takes him down, no doubt, and Lee Richardson really running into him very, very hard. But I think both riders now sitting up, so that's great news.
That looks very, very nasty, and you know, these Speedway riders, they make it look so easy when they handle the machines. They skid the bikes round the bend. The way they control these Speedway bikes, they look so easy, but I'll tell you what, these Speedway bikes are quite heavy, Chris, aren't they? In Peterborough, in Last Chance Saloon, can they do something about it? It's a great start from Richardson. Lee Richardson has really done well from the outside and looks set for a hat-trick of wins here. He has the lead from the man in green, Shane Parker. Kenneth Bier is 3rd. Remember, 3 riders only here because Coventry have a sole representative in Lee Richardson, and he's kicking on and delivering the goods for the Bees.
Yeah, certainly Lee Richardson riding fantastically well. Obviously no real ill effects from that heavy fall that he had in the previous attempt to run this race. Coming from gate 4, which the stats show is not working particularly well, but he made a fantastic start, and he's doing a great job out there.
I think it's fair to say that the stats weren't on his side, but he's simply too good for Shane Parker and Kenneth Bier. He's too good a rider on the night this evening, and well, a regular in the Grand Prix, settling in very nicely here as a full-time Coventry asset, and a big favourite here with the fans. A class act, no question about that. Lee Richardson, who started in the early days when he struggled with Reading and Pole, and now he is that world-class rider, and surely he has got Coventry with 1 foot in the get set for action here, with Coventry holding that comfortable advantage. The riders move away from the start. Protasevich has made a good gate. Havelock 4 is being taken wide. The leader is Gennaro. That was very, very tight. Gennaro's made a great start. Havelock's going to try and come round the outside of Pepe Protasevich. Look at this for a race here. Protasevich will close the door. Gennaro has the lead for Coventry. Protasevich Protasevich has lost it. He's gone wide. Here comes Hamill right up the inside, and the Bees are on a 5-1.
Piotr Protasevich there, far too aware of Billy Hamill. He was looking for him right from the start, and I think he let Billy Hamill really just worry him there. Billy Gennaro making a mistake. Billy Hamill has to shut the throttle off and makes a mistake behind him, so now Piotr Protasevich got himself back in the action.
Definitely a bit of a problem over there on that second turn, no question about that. Hamill managed to get himself out of trouble very well indeed. Protasevich is holding the inside line. Gary Havelock is at the back. Disappointing night for Javi here, having managed just a point so far. And well, really, what can we say about Coventry? They're on the way through. Surely now the Bees American duo of the two Billies, Hamill and Gennaro, do the business there. And Billy Gennaro moves into double figures inside. Robson off 2, Bunyan off 3, Sullivan off the outside. This is heat number 11. Ryan Sullivan has not made the gate from the outside. The Bees duo of Johnson and also the man in blue, Jason Bunyan, battling now with Scott Robson, and Ryan Sullivan is trailing off at the back. Ryan Sullivan for Peterborough is at the back of heat number 11. He's got the Grand Prix coming up on Saturday. He'll want to be doing better than that. Scott Robson is giving absolutely everything for Peterborough here. The leader is the man in red, Andreas Johnson. Jason Bunyan on that Savalas clouting machinery that he purchased from Clouting. He has second, Scott Robson third, and Ryan Sullivan is failing to make an impression here.
Scott Robson certainly putting Jason Bunyan under plenty of pressure, but when you've got Andreas Johnson in this type of form, Jason Bunyan there in second, and Ryan Sullivan at the back for Peterborough, obviously it was always going to be tough for Peterborough, but Andreas Johnson flying and Jason Bunyan doing a great job there in second.
Well, this is heat number 11, and Andreas Johnson is set to match Lee Richardson's figure of 3 straight wins. He does, and Jason Bunyan will be absolutely delighted to have picked up a 5-1 and to claim the scalp of Ryan Sullivan, because that is exactly the reason. He's as the bikes roar, ready for action in heat number 12, and Richardson's made a great start off the inside. Protasevich trying to close in, but Richardson in the middle of the track has held his nerve, and look at this from the rider in blue now for the Coventry Bees. Ryan Fisher has come through, great determination, and again Coventry looking good for a 5-1. The rider in yellow and black is Kenneth Pierre, he's third, and Pepe Protasevich is trailing off well behind at the back.
Good first corner there from Ryan Fisher. Set himself up early in the corner, looked up, saw where the action was coming from, realised he'd got to make the cutback, and made a great job of it. And we can see Lee Richardson riding out in the ruts there and just mastering the bike there. Good throttle control from Lee. Track certainly not worrying him.
Well, Poole or Oxford know who is going to be facing them in the final to decide the Elite League Championship. It's going to be the Coventry Bees. They're on their way through, no question about that. And Lee Richardson is on form, and the Coventry Bees will take on whoever necessary to try and claim their first Elite League title. There's Avtar Sandhu, the owner of Coventry Speedway. He's got a big smile on his face. He's delighted. Team manager when they won the league in 1997. Will he be team manager of the 2003 league champions? We'll find out, of course. Coventry cruising through to the final, and Billy Hamill, who hasn't won a race yet so far this evening, has the lead. Andreas Johnson is following him at the moment to 5-1 for Coventry, and once again Kenneth Pierre holds third, and again Ryan Sullivan at the back. Is Ryan feeling the pace of this meeting?
Yeah, I have to wonder if Ryan's not 100% fit. Certainly really struggling here tonight, but we saw a great understanding from Billy Hamill and Andreas Johnson switching over there so that Billy Hamill could go on the outside, Andreas Johnson on the inside, and just team riding and having fun out there now.
Billy Hamill there and Andreas Johnson forming a pretty potent partnership here as we enter the last race of heat number 13. The two of them side by side in great motion. Look at that, wheel to wheel. Will Hamill let Johnson come through to complete 4 straight wins and a maximum from his 4 rides? Yes, he will. I thought he might do. Very generous on Mr. Hamill's part. He's still yet to win a race himself, but under Speedway's regulations, as you get paid per point, Hamill gets a bonus for finishing behind his colleague there. New breed of heroes here at Brandon. Heat 14 it is, and well, a fine start from Gary Havelock off gate 2. Havelock has the lead coming out of turn 2, and it's 3-all because both Robson and Bunyan sharing the minor placings at the moment, with Shane Parker again trailing off at the back. Really has been a disappointing night for him. So Havelock has the lead for Peterborough. He's going to come under pressure from Stuart. Oh, that is a horrendous crash. Jason Bunyan and, Stuart Robson. That is horrendous, and we can only hope that Jason will be up and about very shortly. It was like a cartwheel effect.
Yeah, as he's coming into the corner, he's run into the corner very tight, Jason. He's got the bike turned at this point, but he's just picked up traction, runs straight into the back there of Stuart Robson and gets cartwheeled over. And I'm sure a lot of the concerns perhaps were around the head and neck department, because he certainly seemed to land pretty hard on his head there. But we can see Stuart Robson's actually stopped the bike a little bit. He's gone for the cutback just at the same time, unfortunately for Jason. And we can see there he landed very, very hard on his head there and compressed his neck, and was lucky really not to get collected by his bike, but he's up and walking, and that's great to see.
Bradford Dukes used to ride at the Oxall Stadium. Sadly, it seems as though we will see no more Speedway or motorsport around Oxall. But anyway, Havelock has made the restart pretty well, so Gary Havelock has that lead, and the man in yellow and black, Shane Parker, is going to have a go on Stuart Robson here as well. Could be an interesting race here. Stuart's going to have a go. Stuart Robson is really going to have a go on Havelock, with yellow and black Shane Parker battling at the moment to stay in control, and Stuart Robson, you get the feeling, will push heavy all the way here, Chris.
Stuart will push all the way, yeah. He just wants to add to the Coventry lead if he can. Obviously, he just wants 3 points out of this race, gain a bit more confidence. The sort of conditions that normally Stuart revels in, likes the heavier tracks, but Gary Havelock's out in front. He's a proud man, and he just wants to come away from this meeting having had a race win.
Gary Havelock has many fond memories of Coventry. He's won the British title here on numerous occasions. He's had successful meetings here down the years with his British clubs, and this evening it looks like he's going to get a race victory, a rare race victory in Heat 14, and we can but wonder whether that will mean that Gary Havelock will have an extra outing with no Hans Andersen Stadium at the moment. Heat number 15 it is, and Jonsson off the inside, and Gennaro has joined him, and Coventry could be about to break through the 60-point barrier once again against the Peterborough Panthers. The lead at the moment is held by Gennaro. Jonsson level with him at the moment, coming into the second lap. Gennaro and Jonsson wheel to wheel in perfect harmony, going down the back straight, and they're enjoying themselves, Chris.
They certainly are. It shows the confidence of this Coventry side at the moment. Track conditions have been, they've run it up a little bit in the latter part of the meeting, and they're still prepared to team ride out there, riding very close. There's only a few feet between them as they enter the straights and into the corners, and they're just doing a wonderful job out there, having fun.
Making it look very, very easy, the Coventry bees. Going into the final lap, they are Billy Gennaro in blue, Andreas Jonsson in red. Jonsson yet to be beaten by a Peterborough rider, yet to lose a race, and we can but wonder whether Gennaro will allow Jonsson through for a full maximum. Yes, he does. He does indeed. Gennaro slowed down deliberately there to allow his teammate through for a full 5-ride, 15-point maximum. Andreas Jonsson gets it, and the Coventry bees celebrate. It's been a great night for them. The fans are absolutely delighted. They've hit 6.